My name is Aminat Suleiman, and I am the Head of Equality and Access to Justice for the Bar Standards Board. In light of Black History Month, it is important that we highlight Black excellence across the profession. Today, I am fortunate enough to interview Gisela Abbam. Gisela Abbam is a Senior Director for the Government Affairs of Perkin Elmer, a global science and technology corporation. She is the chair of the General Pharmaceutical Council. She also serves as a board member for the Bar Standards Board. She has worked in conjunction with the WHO, the World Bank, and the UN to improve health outcomes globally. She also sits as a Goodwill Global Ambassador. Gisela is the winner of the 2019 Black British Business Person of the Year Award. Gisela has written over 45 white papers on various public policy issues.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time today, Gisela. It's an amazing opportunity for us to have you here at the Bar Standards Board as a board member, and then to also be able to profile you for Black History Month. You've done commendable things within your profession and also within society, and I couldn't think of anyone who would be better suited to profile as someone of excellence for Black History Month. So thank you again for honouring us, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for your kind words, Aminat, and it's a pleasure to be here today.
Okay, so we're going to go straight in. And I'm going to start by asking you, what is your mantra as a professional or personally within your life?
Interesting question. Well, my mantra is, which I created myself, each and every one of us has a gift inside of us. And if we find it and use it, our lives will never be the same again. And to summarize Woodrow Wilson as well, which I use, we are here to enrich this world and we impoverish ourselves if we forget our mission.
I mean, so beautifully and eloquently said, first of all. And I think it's also key, the idea of being able to give back to the world and to contribute to the world to make the world a better place. What advice would you give to someone who's perhaps struggling with what their identity is within the world, or even just trying to figure out what's next?
I would say think about finding your purpose in life. And by doing that, look at your strengths and weaknesses. What are you good at? What do you enjoy? Do you enjoy reading? Do you enjoy talking to people? Do you enjoy, just reading and researching? If you're an introvert, if you're an extrovert, it's understanding that sometimes you need to do these psychometric tests. I know people laugh about them,
Yeah.
but actually they do give you some insights into your personality and why you are a certain way. And that's why I said about the mantra, everyone has a gift, because people sometimes try to mirror others and don't. You have to be your own authentic self. You have something inside you that makes a difference, that is strong, that is creative, but you just have to find what is it. And so it's trying different things. If you are already a career professional, you're already in a profession, don't give up. Still try different things. After a couple of years, if you're not happy where you are, try something else. I'm not saying the barrister should try and be another profession. No, stay as a barrister. But try another area of law, and see where that takes you.
I mean, I think, the trial and error thing is absolutely fantastic, because trial and error gives you space for growth.
Yes.
And I mean, this advice is coming from someone who has absolutely thrived within their career. So I definitely think that you should, take it and not take it with a pinch of salt, as people say. So what is your biggest inspiration, or who is your biggest inspiration, and why?
My biggest inspiration is Oprah Winfrey. And the reason why I say so is that despite all the trauma, the pain that she suffered as a child, she's turned it around to improve her life and the lives of others. She has used her power and her influence to make a difference to the lives of people all around the world. I really admire her.
Wow. I mean, I'm sure somebody is also admiring you just the way you admire her. And I think, you know, not to take light away from Oprah Winfrey, I think she's absolutely amazing, and she has fought the fight for Black excellence through her entire career. And I think that she's absolutely amazing. So I definitely think that she also inspires me too. So I'm glad that you said her. What is the biggest challenge that you have faced as a result of your identity, and how did you overcome this? And when I say identity, I think I'll give you the free floor to say what you identify as, but I also recognize you are a Black woman. So when I ask that question, I ask from that narrative.
Indeed, indeed. So rather than talk about my biggest challenge, because I think I have a few, I want to sort of focus on an area, the challenges I still face, in a basket of challenges that I feel face, and I think a number of other Black people still face that you are judged by the color of your skin, and then ever so often I realize and I notice that I'm being judged differently from other people, and it's obvious that it's because of the color of my skin. And it is a shame that that occurs, but unfortunately we're still in a society where we are judged, and it can be quite excruciating for a Black person. But what I've done to actually deal with it is by saying, I am not giving up. Someone has to be the first. Someone has to continue to persevere. Someone has to come together and get supporters and allies. And a lot of us have supporters and allies who actually open doors for us. Incidentally, all the doors that have been opened in terms of promotion and career opportunities have been by white people for me. And so there are supporters and allies. So you get racism in one hand, but on the other hand, you have people who support you and push through and help you. So I think it's being able to draw on those who are positive, those who appreciate us for what we are rather than what we look like. And that's what has kept me going. And I hope that what I do in a small way with what other Black people are doing will help the younger generation to be able to have new doors that are opened for them as well.
I mean, you answered that very eloquently. And I think what stood out to me was the importance of allyship, and that's definitely something that we take very seriously here at, you know, the Bar Standards Board. We can't do it without the support of everyone. It's so important for us to work collaboratively to solve this problem of discrimination, of, you know, racism and all the other issues that we face as a nation. And I think that if we can create a more equitable world, then we can create a world where people thrive as themselves and they thrive as individuals, and we get the best output of people that way. So I'm a big advocate of allyship, and I hope that we can continue to create meaningful allies to ensure that we have long-lasting change. But that takes me to my next question, which is, what advice would you give to a young Black person watching this video on how to succeed in their careers?
Really good question. I would say that don't give up. I would say to young Black people, don't give up. Persevere. Look for new avenues, new ways, new job opportunities. If you're in a particular organization and it starts to get unbearable, you know that is your time to leave. Find another job and then move on. But I also encourage you, if you're not doing so, to do some volunteer work as well, because you will learn new skills that you wouldn't have learned in university or whatever schooling you've had. And it will also help you to contribute to the betterment of society. And I say that because research and evidence shows that if you actually give, either you're giving through charitable giving or giving of your time through voluntary work, you actually have a happier life. And as a Black person, it is important to have that balance and be able to be happy in some of your endeavors, that even if your career profession limits you because of what you are having or the kind of constraints you have in your organization, if you are doing this voluntary work, it gives you a new lease. It gives you that confidence. It gives you that satisfaction that you are appreciated for what you're doing as well. And it's so important to us for our mental health as well.
So well said. And I think what really stood out to me in your response was the importance of giving back that you've highlighted, because this is a common theme. And what perhaps the viewers who are watching this may know or may not know is that Professor Thomas actually mentioned the importance of giving back in his interview as well. And and Gisela hasn't actually heard that. So I think it's brilliant, the fact that you are both able to identify the importance of giving back and the mindset of having a mindset of abundance. There is enough for everyone.
Yes.
And that's why we should make things easier for the people before us and also for the people after us. And these are two seasoned professionals within their industry who are absolutely thriving, and they've identified the importance of giving back. So if you're not finding a way to give back, it's time to find a way to give back. And this leads me on to what is not my last question, but my question before my last, which is, if you had all the resources to, what would you do to change or to influence your profession to make it more equitable?
Really interesting question, and a really important question. I would conduct an elaborate media campaign to showcase the thousands of Black professionals who make a difference, and some of them in small corners of society, some in large organizations, but there are so many. And by showcasing them, I would hope to reduce the stigma that Black is synonymous with poverty, with inferiority, with not good enough, with never being able to achieve anything. And for me, that is so important for the younger generation. And I say there's nothing wrong if you come from a poor background. It's not a crime. But the fact that every Black person is brushed with the same brush, basically, that we're not good enough, we're inferior, unless that changes and people begin to realize we have a problem. Because, for example, and I'm going to be slightly political, the Chancellor, who is from Ghana, the ex-Chancellor, is a Black person. And I've had a lot of people say, oh, he's not the normal Black person because he went to good schools. And there are a lot of Black people who went to good schools and did well. My ancestor was a barrister who actually graduated in 1888 at the age of 19 and was called to the bar, Lincoln's Inn, but was not allowed to practice till he was 21, and think in 1891, because he was too young at the time. So there are Black people who have achieved it a lot, but no one talks about it, and people don't realize that there's so many of us who've done so much more. There are others who have done far more than I've done and achieved a lot more, but people don't know that. So that would be my campaign. I would throw a lot of money at it and make it as elaborate as possible.
I'd be so excited to help you in conducting this campaign, and I'm sure the people who are watching this as well will also have the same passion as me in bringing that campaign to light, because I think what you said is super important. Black excellence is Black excellence, and it doesn't deserve to be put into different boxes or to different statuses. Black excellence is Black excellence, and I think that we should continue to show Black excellence stories and profile Black excellence, and that way people who are coming after us will know that it is possible to achieve those things, and you're doing exactly that today. So I just want to say a big thank you for that.
Thank you.
So my last question, which is, what 3 words would you use to describe your legacy and why?
Interesting. Authentic. And I'll say authentic, I'll say passionate and creative. Authentic because everyone who knows me knows that I say it as it is.
She really does.
Yes. I criticize, constructive criticism, and I praise where praise is due. And I'm passionate because I really want to make a difference. I have as my mission to change the lives of people. And change the lives of people, I'm not just talking about black people, I'm talking about everyone. Anything I can do to help, I will do it. And I always believe that it's important that if people reach out to you, for example, on LinkedIn, apart from those who are trying to sell you something, good grief, avoid them like a plague. But apart from that, if someone reaches out to you saying, we've read about your career, I want to spend 5-10 minutes, can you speak to me? I have never said no. I know other black professionals or others who have said no, but we need to change that. If we do that, that makes a difference. And then the last for me is creativity. We need out of the box thinking to change a lot of things. If we had the same ideas and we use the same tools, the same skills, how will we make a difference? We need competition, we need innovation, we need creativity. So for me, I'm always thinking about new ways to solve a problem rather than the same old ways that have not worked before.
Lovely. So authentic, passionate, and creative. That is who your board member of the BSB, the Bar Standards Board, Gisela, is. She is authentic, she is passionate, and she is creative. And I'm very, very thankful for you giving us so much of your time today. It means a lot, and it speaks to your character and it speaks to your person. And I think we should all take a leaf out of your book to be as poised as you are, and to be as intellectual as you are, and to also continuously try to give back just the way you effortlessly do it. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Such a pleasure to be here. Thank you.